This week on At Your Leisure, we are hitting the open road as we take a UTV trip from St. George to Mesquite.
Then we're off to Duchenne County to share the dedication of the beautiful Fred Hays State Park in honor of our dear friend Fred Hays.
Finally, we follow the next generation of Paris boys to see how they use their trailers not only to have fun, but also to stay connected to their friends and family. It's all headed your way right now. At Your Leisure is next. All right, everybody smile, point to the sheep. All right, yeah, there we go. Here, would you hold this? Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth. We're just doing group photos.
And I'm Rhea Rossi Booth.
And we are on our way. We're taking the back road today between St. George and Mesquite. Everybody knows about the freeway, but you know, there's another way to get there, and this one I would say is a heck of a lot more fun.
On ATVs.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got a great trail guide, Brett, here today. Brett, tell us a little bit about what we're going to see.
Oh, well, we're here at Black Rock Mountain Petroglyphs, and we're right on the Arizona border. We're going to check out the petroglyphs and then head into Arizona, get up to about 7,800 feet into some of the ponderosa pine, and have some beautiful views, 150-mile views, especially today.
Nice.
Great.
It's
and of
gonna
course
be
our
beautiful.
destination is going to be Desert Springs, and we'll be just in time to fill up with some 91 octane non-ethanol fuel from the brand new Eagles Landing travel plaza.
Yeah, we're excited about that. We've been open about 10 days, and we have a lot of amenities, and we're excited to get going.
All right. You're going to have a new restaurant that's going to be opening soon down there as well.
Yeah, Yardley's restaurant, Yardley's Steak Burger. It's a steak burger, and so it's got. It's just going to be great. We're excited about the.
So, Carrie, do you manage that, Carrie? That one?
Vice President of Operations, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we
check it out. We were the VIP. Well, how do you do? Nice to meet you. I did not know that. I just got here.
Anyway, yeah. So no, I don't manage it. We've got managers down there, and so they're running the operation.
Now you've been checking it out a lot. Is this a lot more fun way to go down there?
This is the best way to go. These are the funnest things to do. Yeah.
All right,
well,
let's go.
We've got a lot of things to see. We're going to give you a little preview of some of the stuff that Brett was talking about. We'll see you at our next stop.
We're going to start from the desert level, where there's creosote bush and cacti and red rock, really dusty.
High up, a lot of cactus in bloom.
We'll end up going through some beautiful canyons and get up as high as 7,800 feet.
Down in St. George area, we saw some really cool petroglyphs.
Once we get down in the Mesquite area, you're going to see all that barrel cactus and creosote and Joshua tree. It's a beautiful ride. You got everything on this trip.
It's amazing that the terrain you're traveling on can change in such a hurry when you're out here in the desert.
And it is just breathtaking. Really, you just come over like a little hill, and all of a sudden it just opens up into this.
Or drops off.
Yeah, it's way, way, way down there.
Yeah. So we're just coming over these rolling hills, and you've got this beautiful panorama behind you. You can see the red rocks that make up Tuacahn right over your shoulder. Take a look at that. And then there's a ridge of white rock that's over there by St. George.
Yeah.
But you never see this kind of terrain from the highway.
No way. You just get on this little dusty road and get your goggles on, and you will be amazed at how gorgeous it is out here.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there comes this rather steep canyon with high vertical ramparts and cliffs and variegated color of rock. And
I feel so patriotic.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see? Really, honestly, this is just so beautiful. This side of America is fabulous.
Anyway, we're going to take a break from here, go to our Where To for the week, a new destination for you to check out.
What a fitting tribute to a good man that loved his work, he loved his employees, and he contributed to a culture change in a very difficult time of budget cuts and unknowns, and Fred came to the rescue.
More people having more fun in more parks more often. That was the mantra of Fred Hayes, the plucky, happy-go-lucky, bigger-than-life director of Utah State Parks, who unexpectedly passed away last year. If ever there was a cheerleader for state parks, he embodied it in a big way. And if ever there was a way to honor his vision, it is here, at the new Fred Hayes State Park at Starvation Reservoir, just outside of Duchenne, Utah. Fred had a connection to starvation, and starvation has a connection to him.
This is where Fred started as a seasonal park ranger. And not only that, this is where Fred's from. He's from the Duchenne area. He grew up in this area.
Fred's impact on starvation, and in fact the whole park system, can be seen in the faces of people who come here and the frequency of their visits. The starvation of today little resembles the starvation of those dark days back in 2012, when the future of all state parks was in doubt.
Fred Hayes, constantly spoke about more fun. Well, you look around Starvation, you can see beautiful camp areas, hiking, people who come here to cycle. We have 3 beautiful little cabins, dry cabins that are used. So, because not everybody can camp, and they come here because they can enjoy the beach, they can enjoy fishing, and really that's a legacy of what Fred inspired us to do.
That philosophy of adapting to what the people want in the park experience can be seen throughout the park system. From the zip lines at Deer Creek to golf at Green River, beach sports at Jordanelle, to yurts at Goblin Valley. Even archery courses right here at Starvation. Each state park is developing a character of its own. Utah state parks are becoming some of the best in the nation, and a visit to Starvation proves it.
During his time as director, he did many things for state parks, improved the business aspect of parks, and made a change to parks that had never been but will probably be in place for the rest of parks' existence.
Fred's legacy is going to live on. He started the more philosophy, so we've added a bunch of new things in our parks to date. We're going to keep that going. And that really all started with his vision of attracting more people to our parks and making them more fun for our visitors.
We'll be right back with something new.
What is it that gets us out here to the middle of nowhere? What makes us choose the sweltering heat instead of our air-conditioned homes and swimming pools? Usually, it's just some friendly trash talk. And we wouldn't have it any other way.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing Starvation, that Duchenne County life.
You have the right machine, the best tires, and top-of-the-line gear to make it over the top and beyond. Make sure that you have the best fuel money can buy, too. Clear 91 ethanol-free from Eagles Landing, specially formulated for today's high-performance off-road engines. It's gas strong enough to stand up to any challenge and any warranty. Clear 91 protects your internal engine parts and keeps years longer than ethanol blends. So go out of your way to stock up on Clear 91 ethanol-free at Eagles Landing with 4 locations along I-15.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by Tunex. Towing season is upon us. We can get your truck and trailer ready for towing.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Katie Yardley with Eagles Landing. Welcome to my kitchen. Have you ever had a day where you've got an early tea time, an early morning ride, and you don't know what you're going to do for breakfast? I've got the solution for you. Killer breakfast burritos to go. The nice thing about these, you can make them in advance, they freeze well, and they're really quick and easy to heat up. You can even throw them in your muff pot. So, you know what? Let's get cooking. First thing we'll start with is a ½ pound of chopped up bacon. Now you want to cook the bacon until it's a little on the crispy side. Once your bacon is crisped up a little bit, next thing you want to do is you want to add your hash browns. You can use frozen hash browns, just put them in the microwave covered with a towel for maybe a couple minutes just to thaw them out so they're not frozen going into the hot grease. Add some salt, just a little salt. Bacon has a lot of salt within itself. Quite a bit of pepper. Tablespoon of onion powder. Stir that in really good. Let those spices get working. Then 2 cans of green chilies. Put them all in there. So next thing we want to do, we want to crack about 8 eggs. Once you get your eggs all cracked, add a good nice helping of salt. And then this is the secret, dry mustard, 1/4 teaspoon. Whisk that up real good. Once you got the eggs mostly whisked, go ahead and add your ½ cup, half and half. And we're ready to add it to our bacon and hash brown mix. Just go ahead and pour it all over the top. Now once you get the eggs in, you want to mix constantly because the eggs want to be scrambled. You don't want them cooking unevenly, so you just want to continue mixing until your eggs are done. So once your eggs have finished cooking, now it's time to assemble. This is the fun part. Warm your tortillas in the microwave for probably 1 minute. Then you take your warm tortilla, place it on a sheet of aluminum foil, sprinkle a little bit of cheddar cheese on top, put a nice hearty dollop right there in the center, and then guess what? More cheese. Then carefully roll your burrito up, kind of roll it over, tuck it in, pull in the edges, and then continue to just roll up. Once you get it to that point, slide back. So you got the corner first on your aluminum foil, roll it, flip the ends, flip the other end, continue to roll. And guess what? You've got a burrito ready to go right now, take on the go with you, or even better, make a whole bunch of these, and then any morning that you have an early ride, an early tea time, you pull it out of the freezer. You can either throw it in just a small oven, you can throw it in your big oven, just throw it, don't throw it in the microwave oven. Make sure if you do, take off the foil and wrap it in paper towels. Other than that, keep it in the foil, throw it in the oven, about 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and you're ready. All right, here we go. Killer breakfast burritos to go. Amazing. You have got to try these. We'll be back with more At Your Leisure.
Meet the new leader in off-road utility, the completely reinvented Ranger XP 1000. It's got the most power, the largest towing capacity, the highest ground clearance, and the best comfort and storage. Introducing the all-new Polaris Ranger XP 1000, the hardest working, smoothest riding Ranger ever built.
Give us the work no one else wants to do. We don't just go against the grain, we grow it. Give us the frontiers, the places where success is measured and pushed limits. Give us the middle of nowhere, where the only map is your buddy's tread marks. This life, no one's born ready for it.
and we will see you next week on The County Seat. You know, I think of all the times I've driven down through southern Utah and wondered what it's like up on top of those mountains, and here I am.
You're standing on them.
I can tell you, it's something else.
And you could too if you take this trail.
That's right. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are taking a back road between St. George and Mesquite on ATVs today, and if you look behind you, right over my shoulder, not behind you, behind me, is a little tuft of pink. That's Sand Mountain at Sand Hollow Reservoir, and that's the back side of it. And so between us is the Warner Valley and St. George, and this beautiful view that looks all the way up to Pine Mountain. You can see way far up there.
I bet it's close to 150 miles that you can see.
Oh, easily.
So far.
And if you look back this way,
yeah,
you're looking clear down into the Las Vegas desert.
Grand Canyon's over there.
I don't see it.
Well, there's a big hole over there.
Oh, that's it, because it's...
Yeah.
All right. Well, just to this direction, about a quarter mile, we were going to explode into a ponderosa pine forest. So you've got our opinion about what the trail has been like so far. Let's find out from some of the people we're traveling with.
I think the ride was fantastic. That's the most fun I've had in a very long time. It's a beautiful way to spend a day.
When we were back at the very top, and you could see for miles around in all directions. So you could see back at Sand Hollow, you could see over into Arizona, to the Grand Canyon, you could see Pine Valley, Mountain.
I didn't realize that there was so much variation. I mean, you come out of the red rocks into beautiful green lush forests, rolling fields, prairies, you name it, it's got it all.
The view from the top always gives you a better perspective.
You've got ups and downs and fast and slow and everything you could possibly want in a trip.
It's almost like you change seasons, you know, you're going from the sagebrush up to the bigger trees and then the pine trees, and then as you come down, when we came down the backside, it was pretty steep and pretty rocky, and that was fun. We had a good time doing that.
Thanks for having us by. See ya.
Sorry, we can't spend the night.
Yeah, you know, that's the fun thing about trips. You can run from history, but you cannot hide. It doesn't seem to matter how far remote we actually go someplace, we still run into artifacts.
Yes.
I'm not talking about myself. Honey.
I know.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
Thank you. Anyway, by looking at this cabin we stumbled across, I think it's probably a CCC project from the 1930s, because it's obviously concrete wall construction with the rocks on the outside, so that was the art part. And then you can see that they hand-laid the layers of cement one after another. So they probably brought it in, mixed it by hand, and a bunch of guys lived in it while they built it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Well, we could fix it up for you.
Okay.
We could.
Yeah.
Right now we're going to take off from here and go to our Along the Way.
What does it take to build a dynasty? Years of hard work? Dedication? Absolutely. But perhaps the most important ingredient in creating a legacy is passion, and the Paris family has it in spades. Through years of sharing their passion for RVing with their friends and family, the Paris family has made a positive impact on thousands, but the most important imprint has been left on the next generation of Parises, who get to share the passion of the Parises before them by following in their footsteps.
We're at Little Sahara Sand Dunes. We are camping out at Sand Mountain, watching some fun side-by-sides and stuff. People that I've been coming here with are some of the greatest people in my life, and they're the best people I know. Being out here is the most amazing feeling in the world. It's my absolute favorite place to be. Having everyone camping all in a big circle, it's like the good old days being out here. I haven't missed a Easter weekend at Sand Mountain in probably 7 or 8 years, and it would be really weird if I wasn't here.
I've been coming out here since I was little. There's a lot of great places to ride in Utah, but just because I've been coming here for so long with my friends and family, it's just kind of a special place that we've always ridden at. It's just an experience that we don't get anywhere else. Getting this amount of people in this kind of group is a difficult task with everyone's busy lives. So it's just a time for everyone to relax and have a good time and hang out. Being able to spend time with friends and family. The riding obviously is my favorite place to ride. Just getting away from all the busy life back home. It's kind of like a tradition that we've started with our friends and family, so it's just a place that we enjoy, and we'll definitely pass it on to the children.
What other activity could so intrinsically become tradition? There's nothing like this time that you'll spend together, and there's nothing better than knowing that you can leave a lasting impression on not only your friends and family, but for generations to come. Every time the Paris boys set up camp, they can feel that connection to their family.
Every now and then I'll kind of get that feeling like, oh, they used to do this. I wish they would still come out and do it as much. Maybe I can kind of push them to do it a little bit more. So we kind of just grew up razor riding, dirt bike riding, camping since we were high school or earlier than that. So it's just been a blast with this good group of friends. Having the luxury of an RV, it just makes it so much more convenient to have everything built in, ready to go up there. You just spark up your 3-burner stove top, and then you basically cook like it is at home. Definitely love selling trailers, and I love just the RV life. I love camping out of them. It just makes your life so much easier. And it's nice getting away from social media and just having a good social time with everybody.
This is my first weekend home for a while, so I've been home, so I've been gone overseas for a while, but it just makes me happy to be home with my friends and family for the first time and to get to enjoy this. It isn't like this when we go home, because everybody works and you have all the drama of life, but here you just let it all go. And to step away from the everyday normal life is a necessity. It's better than going to the mall or going to catch a movie. Usually on Saturday nights, about 30 minutes prior to sunset, we do a train. We go up to the top of the mountain, watch sunset down, and just enjoy ourselves and talk, take photos, and just take photos of the camp too, because you can see a great view of the valley, and the sunset's phenomenal. You're just here for 3 days, and you live in the moment. You worry about the other stuff later. It just drifts away. It's a freedom.
And with that freedom comes a feeling almost impossible to describe, but it's one that the Paris children plan on sharing with their friends and family for the rest of their lives. For At Your Leisure, I'm Jim Kelly.
Wide open terrain, a full tank of gas, and someone to share it with. Perfect conditions to showcase our first ever Talon 1000R. From Honda, standing at nearly 69 inches wide, it's built for speed over rugged terrain. From rock crawl ravines to dry lake beds, dunes, and the miles of trail connecting them all. That's how life is better side by side in the all-new Talon 1000R. From Honda.
I promised my son that if he got straight A's, the two of us would take a guy's trip. We were riding the Lincoln Loop Trail, just outside of Minersville, Utah. There was so much to explore, and the trail just kept climbing higher, right to the very top of a mountain called Jack's Peak. We just stood there for a while, taking in the whole world below. On the way back to camp, my son turned to me and said, "I love you, Dad." Then suddenly it hit me. This wasn't just another camping trip.
RVing is the only way to go, and Paris RV would like to introduce to you their high-quality line of Lance campers and trailers. Since 1965, Lance has been committed to building campers and trailers that are second to none in quality, reliability, safety, and craftsmanship, and are considered to be best in class. Camping is about family, friends, and enjoying the outdoors. Come down and see us and our new line of Lance RVs at Paris RV's South location at 5545 South State or online at parisrv.com.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are making our final descent into Mesquite, and we've got some obstacles coming up, so this is going to be the really fun part of the ride.
Well, yeah, and it's very obvious. If you just look at the descent right now, Where we're sitting off to your right, you can see the town of Mesquite and Desert Springs down in the desert floor. And in a very short period of time, we have to get off this ledge, which means we've got some really technical stuff to get down.
Yeah.
And we got some steps and ledges to work our way over. So we got a little work cut out for us here. But when we get to the bottom, we will have a nice subway and a sandwich waiting for us, and some fuel and some fresh water at Desert Springs at Eagles Landing. So we're kind of excited.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm starving.
Yeah. And it's tuna fish special today.
That's right.
All
Yay!
Right. Well, right now it's time for us to start getting to our business. We've got a lot of stuff to look at, starting with this week's contest winner.
This week's contest winner is license plate number 611 MPV and was spotted by Chad and I on one of our recent adventures.
Congratulations, you are the lucky winner of a Mountain Series Camp Chef stove. Be sure to call us at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. And don't forget, if you get caught with an Eagles Landing AYL sticker, there's an extra $100 gas and gift card bounty. Compliments of our friends at Eagles Landing, the best place on earth to get 91-octane ethanol-free fuel.
Now it's time to take a look at our calendar of events. On June 14th and 15th, UTV Utah is presenting a UTV Rider Get-Together up at Daniels Summit with prizes and live music hosted by Carl Malone Power Sports, a perfect event for Father's Day weekend.
I even hear the big guy's going to be there himself. Then, June 28th and 29th is the Beaver Lake Fest at Minersville Reservoir. Come check it out for a weekend of lake activities, food, and music. Now, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, we're getting in shape with the Mortensen family as we visit Jorgensen's Road Ride for a day filled with a challenging bike ride.
Then, we visit Falcons Lodge at Six Lakes Fly Fishing Resort as we follow a group of fly fishermen for an early morning expedition to see what we can catch.
Finally, Reese Stein takes us to the Lee K gun range to marvel at one of the best trap shooters in the country because the shooter, well, he's only 14 years old.
Well, next week's show looks great. We're kind of at the end of the trail, and we look like it. A little brown makeup, desert makeup.
A little good dirt.
But everything's hungry. The machines are hungry. They're getting their third course right now of 91-octane ethanol-free fuel. That's good. Thank you.
That you can get here. Awesome.
And we're going to feed our hungry bellies. What do we got for options here, Carrie?
We got Subway, we got salads and hot dogs, and you name it. We got good stuff.
And then that Yardley steak burger. Is it soup yet?
Yardley steak burger's about 2 weeks out, or maybe 10 days or less, and we're ready to go for that.
I can't
so
wait.
by the time you see this, come on down. We'll be ready.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the place you can also get your At Your Leisure stickers. Don't forget that. They've got the Eagles Landing on them.
For sure.
And just like we say every time, there's adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure. At your leisure.
All right. So let's go to the menu.